Do you ever feel like you're wading through treacle? Do you ever feel exhausted all the time? Like you just can't enjoy anything anymore? Today I'm going to be talking about something that I don't think we talk about enough, and that is burnout, particularly burnout as it affects people in midlife. My name's Lucy and welcome back to the channel. So what is burnout and where did the term come from? The term burnout was first used in a clinical sense in the early 1970s, so it's actually older than I thought it was. American psychologist Herbert Freudenberger first coined the term to describe the consequences of the combination of severe stress and high ideals amongst the caregiving profession, such as nurses and social workers. I find it fascinating that this was first observed amongst people in purpose-driven careers like the people that I work with, people in public service, for example. Burnout isn't just feeling tired. It's a feeling of extreme exhaustion when your motivation disappears. Even things you used to love become a drag, and your body and mind start to send signals that something has to change. In midlife, the risk of these feelings skyrockets, and it can really feel like everything is happening at once. But the good news is that there are ways to combat burnout, and this is what I'm going to cover today. But first, is what you're experiencing burnout? Dr. Rangan Chatterjee talks about 7 early warning signs, and I'll link to his video below. He talks about constant fatigue, lack of focus, sleep disruption, health niggles like headaches or problems with digestion, withdrawing from other people, and just generally feeling like you're running on empty, no matter how much sleep you've had. It's easy to dismiss these. Oh, it's just stress, oh, it's just hormones, oh, I'm just getting older. But actually recognizing burnout for what it is really matters, because recognizing it is the first step to tackling it. Why is burnout such an issue as we get older? Midlife is often when multiple things collide. You're probably taking on more responsibility as you get more senior at work, but not necessarily with more support. It's possible that you're caring for aging parents at the same time as you still have caring responsibilities for your children. In fact, those caring responsibilities will never go away. Resilience for everyone can dip at this time in our lives. It's not laziness, it's overload. And if we don't address it, burnout can affect our health, our relationships, our work. Burnout can take away our joy. So how do we tackle burnout? I like to think of this in three ways, that there are 3 areas that we need to look at. The first is the scaffolding, so the body on which everything else depends. So we need to make sure that we're feeding it well with good, healthy food, that we're keeping hydrated, that we're getting some exercise. Just a few stretches in the morning or a walk around the block can really make a difference. Even dancing in the kitchen can clear stress chemicals from your body. I should know, I've tried it. The next area is around protecting your energy and creating workable boundaries for yourself. So this means getting more comfortable with saying no. You don't have to say yes to everything that people ask you to do. As more of us are working from home, it's even more important that we create off switches at the end of our day. Make sure you shut that laptop and don't open it again till tomorrow morning. Send clear signals to yourself that the workday is done and it's time for rest. Protect time for small rituals that give you joy, whether that's a morning walk, whether that's journaling, whether that's something like knitting, something calming, whatever it is. Protect the time for it and make it into regular habits throughout your week. And the third area is about your mind. You need to give yourself permission to feel what you feel. These are genuine feelings, so allow them, don't feel bad about them. You are not failing. Burnout is simply a signal. It's not some sort of flaw in your character. Reframe rest as productivity's partner, its vital partner. You are creative, you are kinder, and you are more effective in everything you do when you're well rested. And talk about how you're feeling. whether that's with friends, whether that's with co-workers, whether that's with a therapist or a counsellor or a coach like myself. Talk about it. Those social connections are so vital to us as human beings. So you will find huge benefit from simply sharing your feelings, and you'll probably find other people are feeling them too. Just before the pandemic, in January 2020, I started writing a weekly newsletter about my work to do with equality, to do with well-being at work. And every week I include what I call a joy-giving thing of the week. So it's usually something like a flower or a sunset, something pretty I've seen. It's coming up for 6 years now that I've been writing that newsletter. And it's amazing that the joy-giving thing of the week far and away gets the most comments back from people. They really like it. And it's interesting because I think that inclusion of joy, that joy-giving things in our daily lives is so much of a solution potentially to feelings of burnout. And I don't think we talk about the fact that the world went through a pandemic not that long ago and is still grappling with the after effects of that disaster and that shared trauma, if you like. And so I really think we need to talk about these things more. In my last newsletter, I called it the business case for joy, because I wanted to expand on this point around making time for joy in your daily life, including, and not thinking of joy as some enormous, huge thing, just a little thing, just seeing a flower, something like a flower emerging from the tarmac. You know, that's when I see something like a little dandelion that's fought its way through the concrete to shine its bright yellow, smiling bloom to the sunshine. It lifts my spirit. So even making time to notice things like that really adds a boost into our daily lives. I'll link to the newsletter below and you can read more if you like, and maybe subscribe if you want to get my regular dose of joy. And of course, if you've learned anything from this video, do give it a like, and please do subscribe. It would be a huge boost to me as a new YouTuber. The things to remember about burnout are to recognize the signs, understand why these are real feelings and why we are especially vulnerable to feeling them at midlife. But of course, these can be experienced by anyone at any stage of their lives. And try to combat burnout with strong foundations, clear boundaries, and a healthy mindset shift. Midlife doesn't have to, and in fact shouldn't be, a time of running on empty. It can actually be a time to reset, reprioritize, and replenish ourselves for the future. I hope that adopting some of these habits will carry you forward with more energy and of course more joy. And if anything that I've said resonates for you today, please do drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And of course, contact me if you think I can help with anything. This video was inspired by a request from one of my subscribers. So I hope you found it useful, and do feel free to suggest more topics for me to cover in future videos. This channel is all about building community and helping people be happy at work, which is exactly what my mission in life is all about. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to, and see you next time.